Hi everyone, I'm Terry, and this is the Yarnjoy podcast, episode number 35. I have just a couple of finished objects today, and then I have some whips to show you, works in progress, and I have a little chit-chat at the end, so let's get started. Okay, so for my finished objects today, or for this week, I only have two. If you've been watching my earlier episodes, you know that I've been working on this amigurumi for my great nephew, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Corey. But Charlie, you may not want him to see this until after Saturday, so anyway. This is for him. He loves Paw Patrol. He's 4 years old today, and I made this for him because my niece Charlie said that Marshall, the little Dalmatian puppy, was his favorite character of the Paw Patrol cartoons. So I made him Marshall, and here he is. So I worked on him the most this week. I wanted to make sure I had him all stitched together. He does have quite a few pieces, but I think he was worth it after you got him all put together. I think he turned out really cute and pretty good size, and he will stand up. I tried to reinforce where I connected the legs to the body and his neck also. I tried to stuff extra tight and reinforce him really strong, so hopefully his head won't be too wobbly. So there he is, and his hat is stitched on, his little fire hat. So there's Marshall, and I will be adding this to Corey's birthday gift that I'm going to be giving him, and I do have a few other things that I'm going to be putting in there as well. Okay, so that was finished object number one. And the only other things I have for finished objects are the 365 Days of Granny Square project that I've been talking about forever. That I've been going through all the 365 squares, and I have done 6 more for this week. This is a tutorial. These are a set of tutorials that I'm following from Nadia at Yarn Utopia. And so let me just show you the squares. Okay, so last time I left off on square number 92, and so this week I got 6 more squares done. This one's 93. Really like the color combination on this one. And then this one is 94. It's a little bit curled up on the edges, but as we all know, that once you block them and put the border around them, well, I put the border around, block the whole thing together, they do straighten out. Okay, so that was number 94. This one is number 95 right there. And then this one is number 96. And then I have 2 flowered ones. I have number 97 right there. And number 98, this one. And she even said that you could use the flower actually is done separately before you build the granny square onto it. And so she suggested that the flower was so nice that you could just do the flower and put it on a double layered flower, as you can see. Put it on, bags or headbands or whatever you want to adorn a flower with, or continue on and make the granny square. Okay, so that is squares number 93 to 98. And a little side note about this is I was looking at her website. I will link her website because she does have a website that has an index of all the squares on her website. And so then if you click on the square, it will send you over to the YouTube tutorial for that square. But I was scrolling through the squares, and I was looking at what the upcoming squares were going to be, and at the very bottom of that page you can click on a link where she wrote a blog post of her thoughts and experiences and her feelings on completing this task of releasing or doing a tutorial and releasing one every day for the 365 days. Plus she did one bonus one. I guess it was for the leap year. But anyway, she did this in the year 2016. And she has this blog post that talked about why she wanted to do this and how it was setting a goal for herself, and how she had a lot of health problems that she had in 2015, where she was in the hospital a very long time, off and on. And so this was kind of a goal and a way to kind of take her life back and get back into doing things she wanted to do, and it was her goal to finish it. And it was just very inspiring, the blog post that she wrote about this experience and why she did this project. There was even a time during 2016 when she had to be put back into the hospital for a little while, and she was so dedicated to finish this goal that she even recorded some of the squares while she was in the hospital. Her father does the filming or the recording, the camera work, and he went to the hospital and took the equipment, and they did the tutorial right there in the hospital so she wouldn't miss out on the goal that she had set for herself. Anyway, it's a very nice inspiring article. At the bottom of that page there's a link that takes you to it, and it's just it makes me want to even complete these squares even more. So if you get a chance, maybe you can go to the bottom of that page and read the article as well, and it just seems like it just renewed new life, or breathed, I guess, new life into this project, and made me want to press on with it even more. So anyway, check it out if you want. Okay, so that's all my finished objects for the week. But my husband has a finished object for this week. He made me a stand to hold my crochet hooks. And he finished it last night, and he come in and he wanted to finish it, and he come in and brought it to me, and he said, here, you have this finished, and you can use it for your podcast or for your video for tomorrow, which is today. So here is the hook stand that he made me. And he made it out of some leftover scrap board from another project that he did, and he even he drilled holes through there, and the back row he drilled holes larger for my larger hooks so they would fit down into the holes as well. But I really like this. And he put all my hooks in there, and then he says, well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 2, 4, 6, 7. Yes, 7 holes left for more hooks, because I was telling him, oh, well, I have projects that have hooks in them, and I counted at least 5 or 6. So, but he said that if you need more, I can make more. I can make another, another one or whatever. But anyway, I thought that was so sweet of him to make this for me. So then I can have it in my craft room, and that my hooks would be more where you could see them better than the container that I had them in before. And so I just wanted to give him a shout out, and to tell him that I really appreciate him doing that, and I was very impressed with what he did, and I wanted to share his project with you. So thank you, Jimmy. Okay, so that is the hook stand. Okay, now I have my works in progress. Okay, as you know, when I do these squares, I like to do the join as you go method in putting them together, and I like to put them together as I get a set of them done. So last week I had my first 6 for this present blanket that I'm making, because as you've seen before, when I get enough of the squares done to be the size of a blanket, then I go ahead and get them all together and finish it off, and then I pick out new colors and I continue on. Well, this was the first 6 last week, and I go ahead and put them together, and I use the Red Heart soft white as the edging, and I use that with my last blanket, which is right there on the chair. And I thought that that would be a good color, neutral color for the quite colorful colors that the bright colors that I picked out. So anyway, this is the 6. And these are coming out a little bit bigger. I'm adding an extra row around on all of them to make the squares a little bit larger, because I was thinking that maybe I could get away with just doing, the previous blankets I did 7 squares by 6 squares, and I want to see what 6 squares by 6 squares and making a square blanket would come out to be. So I think I'm going to do that. It could be child size. Now I can add whatever I have left. I think I did that with my first one that I did, where I edged it in black. It's back there somewhere. And it wasn't quite big enough to what I was really wanting, and so I took some of the leftover yarn that I had, and I just went around like with the same yarns, like in some stripes around the whole thing, and made it larger that way. So I can always do that. But this one is a nice size. It's already about, well, I'm kind of stretching it, but it's about 40 to 42 inches wide, so it's a good child size. Okay, so that's number 1 works in progress. My second works in progress is the shawl that I've been making with the fingering weight yarn that I've been showing you. This is the what I call the this and that shawl, because it's written in German. And so there's charts, so I read the charts to get the pattern. Anyway, I did just a few more rows. As you know, as shawls get bigger, there's more and more stitches that you have to go per side to get from one end to the other. So I have finished the heart section, and I was telling you in my last one that I have quite a bit of the yarn, the cake left over. Let me see if I can pull it out right quick to show you. See, I have quite a bit of cake left over, and so I'm going to do the same thing as another person that did this project did, to use up more of her yarn. And so what she did is she went to row 43, and then she went back up to row 28, which is right before these hearts start again, and then she puts another heart section in it. And so I'm going to do that, and then hopefully I will use up more of my yarn that way. So I'll repeat that section. So I'll go back up to where the hearts start, go down to, well, this right here is row 43, right at the bottom there. So it'd be pretty good size section, about so much. and then I'll go on to the ending section, which I don't remember how many rows there are past row 43. But anyway, it's faded down into, or transition, the color has transitioned down, I guess, to the solid, where all 3 strands of the yarn is a cream color now. And so it will eventually get into a kind of a mint green, I guess, toward the bottom. So anyway, it's coming along, and I'm not in a real big hurry to do it, because I have other projects that I'm working on, and this is just for me. And so it's okay if I only get a few rows done, but I did get 3 or 4 rows done, I guess it was. I think. Something like that. Okay, so next work in progress is the around the bases blanket that I showed you before, that I was working with the Mandala Spirit yarn. I had used my leftover Mandala Spirit that I had left over from a shawl that I had done, and did a central square, which was a never-ending wildflower square, and then I just got some more of the Spirit colorway, because I like the colorway, and so I just decided to do this around the bases project, because it starts with any square that you want to, as long as you end up with the amount of stitches per side that you need a certain multiple. And so here is some more. I'm starting into part 5. I think there's it was a crochet along, and so that was released in parts, but this was like, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And so I'm on part 5 right now, right toward the end of part 5, I believe. And so as you can see, it is now transitioning into the blue color again, which will end up getting into this color. Because see, this one is a little bit darker, so it's not quite to this one yet. But then it will eventually, in a little bit, it will get to this light blue, and then it'll start repeating the sequence. Yeah. So anyway, I'm enjoying it. I think it's going to be really pretty once it works up. By themselves, of course, I'm not a real big fan of this real dark area there, but once you get it all together and these blues are in there and repeated throughout, it really just makes it pop, and it just makes it really pretty, I think. So anyway, it's coming along. Okay, and then let's see, that is number 3. Number 4, okay, so since I finished the amigurumi of the Marshall Paw Patrol dog, I started a new amigurumi, and this is a it's gonna be a gift for a young couple at my church that have just had a baby boy. And so I was wanting to, I didn't do a blanket or anything for him. I feel bad. But I did want to make him something and buy him a gift and then include this with the gift. So anyway, I'm going to make this baby giraffe. It is by Courtney Deley. And I will link, as always, I will link all the patterns to all the things that I show you in the description box below. But anyway, here's the baby giraffe. He's so cute. And the way his legs are put together, he is designed to be sitting. But anyway, he's really cute. And I just started in this morning since I finished Marshall yesterday. And so the colors I picked out was Red Heart Super Saver with Love. And it's a color called Daffodil. And I've just got, I'm just starting on his body, and see, I've just got the circle so far, so I'm just in the very beginning. But I'm using a size E hook, or a 3.5 millimeter. And then for his hooves, I'm gonna do, other people did other colors of this pattern, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the one that I showed you. And so his body will be yellow, but then his spots and his hoofs will be this blue-gray color. Oops, is that too close? And this actually is Big Twist. No, yeah. Big Twist Value Yarn from Joann's, which is very similar to Red Heart. Very compatible, I think. And I believe this is called medium denim, I think. But it is the same color that I was using on my crochet along square that I'll talk about in just a little bit. And so I need to use these bobbins for the next square, so I was gonna go ahead and use these off the bobbins, and then I'll use from the skein if I use these up, so then I can use my bobbins. Okay, so that is my new amigurumi project, and I'll see if the pattern works out pretty fast, then I may have him done by next week, so we shall see. Okay, so that is all of that. Oh, and then I have one more project that I'm almost done with, but I can't show it because it is for a gift, and I am doing a crafty swap with a fellow YouTuber, and I'm going to make her a few project bags, but I'm also throwing this item in that I'm making right now as a part of her swap gift, I guess. So I can't show it, but when I finish it, I'll film a little clip of what I made, and then after I send it to her and she gets it, then I'll pop in the clip of what I made for her. So anyway, I'm working on that project, and hopefully this weekend I will be able to get some of get the bags started and get some sewed together. So anyway, so that's that I can all say about that. And so anyway, so upcoming, the next week, February will be starting next week, I believe. Yeah, today's January 25th, 2018. So February is just a few days away. And so with our crochet along that I kind of started, when I was doing my Crafty Goals video, I talked about a Christmas blanket that I was wanting to do to have ready for next week, and I'm not next week, oh my goodness, for this coming Christmas for 2018, and there's 11, it's a corner to corner Graphgan, and it's called the Christmas Character Blanket by Sarah Zimmerman of Repeat Crafter Me. And I decided that I wanted to do this and have it done by November, so I have plenty of time to get the things, the pieces sewn together, and I would have a Christmas blanket to put on my couch, which I don't have right now. So when I discussed it, I had several people join in and say, oh, I want to do it with you. And so we kind of turned it into a Christmas blanket cowl, but it will last the whole year, because, or the majority of the year, unless you just really want to get it done quicker. It's up to you. But I'm doing a square a month, so that way I can be working on my many other projects that I like to work on. And so I think it was last episode, I showed you the Santa square that I was going to do. Well, now that February is coming up, it's time to do the next square in the crochet along. And let me show you, I'm going to pop up a picture of the blanket for you, just to remind you if you haven't seen it yet. There it is. And as you can see, I did the Santa square last month, and now, so the next square I'm going to do is the Christmas tree, if you can see that. The Christmas tree square. So I need to start gathering my colors that I need and trading out the colors that I had pulled out for the Santa square, if there's any that I'm not going to be using, which there will be a couple. The background color is different, and I'll have to get some out for the tree. Anyway, I'm going to be collecting and getting that set up to start on this second square for February. Oh, I'm just so excited. My words are just running together. Anyway, let's see. So that's coming up. And then I will be doing another video just after this one. But what it's going to be is quite a few of the people on YouTube that make yarn related or crochet and knitting podcast. They've been kind of getting together and making shout out videos of the different people that they subscribe to, that they enjoy watching their podcasts. So then maybe some of their subscribers will see the shout out videos and find some other ones to subscribe to as well. I know I like to subscribe to quite a few channels, and I'm sure everybody does, and I just thought I would do a shout out to some of the newer YouTube podcasters, or the smaller YouTuber podcasters, including myself, that have less than 1,000 subscribers. That way they can just kind of we'll get their names out there, and you might find some that you didn't know about and that you want to subscribe to watch their channels as well. I do that. I've been watching these shout out videos that other people have been making, and I'll find a few that I'll say, oh, I've never heard of her before. So I'll click on there and I'll subscribe, and I've really been finding some new people and am enjoying it. It's like a just a whole big crafting community, I guess, a crochet group. I don't have anybody here that I actually craft with, but I can put these videos on. I like to put them on while I'm sitting and crocheting and just listen, and it's like I'm sitting in with them and crocheting along with them and looking at their projects, and it's just it's just very fun, and to me it's a relaxing thing to do. I really enjoy it. So I'm going to be making a video. I've had several people that have given me shout outs, and my subscribers have increased because people have found me from these other channels, and so I want to do my part and tell you about some people that I subscribe to that are, like I said, that they're new or they don't have that many subscribers, and so that way you can check them out as well. So I will be doing that after this video. So I would love for you to check that one out as well. So let's see, that's it really to show you for this week. So I guess that's all. I hope you have a great week. We're having a nicer weather. It was pretty gray and gloomy for a while, for several days, but we're having sunshine again, and the weather is getting a little warmer and more comfortable, so we're enjoying that. And so I hope wherever you are that the weather is good, and good or getting better or pleasant or however you like it. So we will talk to you next week. And oh, but please, thank you to my subscribers, all my new subscribers that have jumped in and subscribed to my channel, and my subscribers that have stayed with me from the beginning. Thank you so much. It's just really fun to meet so many people and learn about people from other places. And I know that I talk to people about different people that I've just met through YouTube, and I'll talk to people here in my not my real life, but you know, in person. And I speak to them about so many of the people that I subscribe to and I've interacted with, just like they're my friends, like they're my neighbors next door. And I just have met so many new YouTube people that I call my friends. So I just really am having a great time doing this. So thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Subscribe to my channel and like my videos, and come back each week, and I'll show you the progress that I make on my projects. So again, have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.